Merry Christmas. Hi, you guys. I'm Rebecca Robeson, and you're here at my channel to see the final reveal of my home for Christmas this year, my new home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The theme for this year is jewel tones, a flocked Christmas tree, musical instruments, and deer, reindeer. When I was planning out this Christmas and trying to decide what to do in this new home, I was going back to nostalgia, things that mattered to me as a young person, as a child even. And you know, my mother always did garlands over the entryways to the different rooms. I loved that look, but my last house in California never had like an appropriate actual entryway into another room. They were all shaped very weird because they have tract homes there. But here in this historic home, I have two fabulous archways, one into the family room and one into the living room. And I decided it is going to be garland all the way, baby. These little packages are wrapped in paper that have musical notes on them. It looks like sheet music. And then down here, look, here's a little note. So you'll see this theme sort of carried throughout. I also decided to use this copper color ribbon in here because it leads on into the family room where I really did that. And then a few little small copper picks and pine cones stuck in and throughout. Even these picks here have sheet music as their little leaves, like holly leaves, and they're covered in glitter and it's sheet music. You're getting the theme, right? It's musical. While I was at Home Goods, I ran into these really cute lanterns. Are these like the best? I think they're just so cute, and found this little corner here was a great place to put them. I have the flicker candles from Pottery Barn in here, so they're battery operated. They're on timers and they go on at 5 o'clock at night, like clockwork. I've got a fun little trivia assignment for you. I want you to count how many reindeer are in my decorations this year. Here's reindeer number 1, okay? I do love the Wolford candles because you fill them with oil and they just burn all day, except for this puppy who decided to stop right now. Good timing, don't you think? Just walking through one of my archways that are clad in garlands is so magical. And it leads right here to this, my family room. And of course, your first impression is always the impression I want to give, which is that sense of symmetry. This room is so perfect for that with these two windows on either side of my television and my cabinet area. I wanted to make something special, and I did want to do garlands above the windows. Here's one of the reasons why. I do not have window treatments yet in this room. So by adding some garlands to the tops of the windows, it sort of kind of gave the impression of a window treatment. But rather than doing garlands that just go straight across the top or barely across the top or all the way down, I did one-sided, half-sided garlands. I've never done it before like this, and I think it turned out so great, but you'll notice that they mirror each other, creating a beautiful sense of symmetry. This is such a beautiful centerpiece, I think. It's customized, you know, like everything I do. I used my acrylic reindeer, which I think are so whimsical and wintry looking. And then it sits upon a piece of wood that's like a live edge piece of wood that I bought somewhere. A tree here, a candle here, and then of course in the front, a violin. Yes, another pawn shop win for Becky. I brought in the color of my sofas again by using this package that's already wrapped in the cream color, a flocked tree, and of course, wait till Scott sees this, I still have his porcupine, just saying. Oh honey, I don't know where that porcupine went. couple of deer here, and these are just white. So look how they bring in the color of the sofas and then the natural wood tones that are in my rugs. It just kind of pulls it all together, and it's very simple, and it's also not in the way of the television. Because even though I'm single now, the television's still kind of, like important. You'll notice I have another 2 windows on this side with a smaller amount of drywall in between. These pictures that are hanging here are the ones that I keep up year round, but I could have changed them for something Christmassy. I just wanted to balance it. I didn't want it to be overwhelmingly Christmas. And what you'll notice is a really important design principle that I want to teach you. Sometimes when people decide I'm going to do garlands over my openings to my doorways or my windows, they do every window the same or every opening the same. I chose not to do that. Number one, I think it's more interesting if it changes up, but also it can get monotonous. So, though I have these half swags on either side of these 2 windows, on these windows I chose something completely altogether different. I chose to hang wreaths. These 2 wreaths are pine wreaths that are flocked and have a bit of pine cones in them, which you'll see throughout my house. But what I did, remember I said over here that I don't have window treatments? So I addressed that again on this side by taking the ribbons all the way to the crown molding and creating somewhat a feeling of a window treatment. Hey little guy, how cute is this? You guys probably saw by now the Wisconsin Christmas decorating that I did with my friend Sarah. She owns a Christmas store, which I told you guys about, and this is one of the things she had in her store, and I brought it home thinking my grandchildren are gonna love this. But look, he's playing an instrument. The way that my family room is set up, the 2 sofas float in the middle of the room, which gives me some extra space in the corners on either side, which can be dead corners if you don't know what to put there. And I thought, my carolers, they'd be perfect. So I have a little Christmas tree here and my family of 4 carolers that I got from Shinoda a couple of years ago. I love these guys. Now, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. If you don't, where the heck are you? Because you should be. You probably saw that I tried to change their outfits. In fact, I tea-dyed their outfits and it was a disaster. So instead, I came back and I added my own furs, my own scarves, gloves, hats. Look at this girl. She is modernized now, but look, that's what her hat looked like before. Hello. Let's get with the times, girl. It's the year 2021. You need yourself a poof. Last but not least, this little corner. First, I have a question for you. How many of you have ever seen one of my Christmas videos before? Raise of hands. All right, leave me a comment below and let me know which Christmas videos you've seen, and if that's probably how you found me, because I hear that a lot. Well, if you've seen my other Christmas videos, you've seen this ladder, but it's actually a thing to put accessories on. And I have used it Christmas after Christmas in my last house in San Diego in so many ways. I want to know, what was your favorite Christmas that you saw where I used this? But this year, I decided to put Blessed Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus here. As I came down, these are grapes, believe it or not, but they were in my burgundy color. I set a bird on here. 2 things I want you to notice about this corner. Number one, my aura frame. I love my aura frame. I love this thing, and it always shows me pictures of my family. In fact, my kids can download pictures as they take them to my frame. It's a really, really cool thing. They got an app and everything. But what I did this year is I decided to take all of my photos off the frame and only put in photos of Christmases past. So it's just a great family photo memory, and it doesn't mess up all of your surfaces with framed photos all over the place, because your family's coming to town and you got to have everyone represented. They're all represented here. Oh, look at that. That's the year that I did the apothecary jars, the 25 Days of Christmas. How many of you remember that? One last thing. You know how I told you I love me some deer? This year's about deer and musical instruments. Well, another set of deer down here. Look, We've got the mother doe with her antlers. She's coming through the snow in the forest and she's lit up. But look down here. When he came on the pod this year, he came damaged. Not kidding. Look, he's missing part of his leg. And even that, what you see here, has been glued back together. How sad is it? The only things that got ruined in my move were Christmas things. So sad. Anyway, I decided I'm still going to use this deer because I love it. And look what I did. I covered up the little boo-boo with some flocking. Of course, I love my antique window here and my bar cart, which is fun. You can roll it around where you need it. But I wanted to show you something really special to me. Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. This Christmas tree was handmade by my neighbor, Cheryl. She gave this to me as a gift this year, and she asked me what my colors were going to be, and I didn't know at the time. So I just said, just make it white and silver and gold and some black or something. Anyway, she made this for me, and it is made with vintage jewelry. Is that just so incredible? It's got my initial in the center, and then as you look through, there's all kinds of details in here that are just so much fun to take a look at. And I just felt like, you know what, right here, it looks so pretty with this little swag that I made, a few little balls, and then of course, some decanters for liqueur. Yeah, it is that time of year, right? Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. I was fortunate in this new home to have this nice deep counter here. So I decided to try some different styles of trees. One is very glittery, one is acrylic, which I've used throughout the house, and one is pine with little tips of white flocking on it. A candle here, and then look at this. I just think this is the coolest thing. I put a tree topper on top of it. Ooh, that's exciting, right? But if you look close, you'll see that Santa is here with his reindeer, and as you turn the bottle, it's going up over the city. How cute is that? And it just gives a little bit of light. When I redo my kitchen someday, I will have much more appropriate light put into this room, but for now, this gives us a little bit of a light source along with a candle if you don't have the spotlight that you want to use here. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. As I come along here, I've got another deer. This is a pair. Now, just because they're a pair doesn't mean they have to stay together. So I separated them, and I went back to my theme of using garlands over my windows in different and interesting ways. Again, a pine garland. Now this one is very airy. I love this guy. And then I added these little icicle pieces. Look at that. It's so like delicate and light. Making our Christmas memories. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something right now. One of the reasons I don't love my kitchen is because I feel like this window drops so low and the cabinets go up higher. They don't even go to the ceiling. But I want that window to be tall, and it's not. So for now, I'm camouflaging it with a clock, I'm camouflaging it with my garland, and it looks pretty, does it not? Baby, this year, it's just gonna be you. Has it occurred to you you've not seen a musical instrument in my kitchen yet? Wait, I need to work on that. I need some more musical things, but for now, look, I have this gorgeous angel, and she is playing a doo-doo-doo-doo. What's that called? A lyre, a trumpet, a thing, a piccolo. Making our Christmas memories. Pretend that you are a guest in my home for the Christmas holidays, perhaps one of my family members. Where would you be? Well, I'm hoping you'd be in the kitchen because I won't be. But I'm going to be sitting right here. Why? Because I can enjoy the musical instruments, especially my piano, and I can see the Christmas tree. Let me point out the things that we've done in these 3 rooms that make up really one room, one continuous flow of a room, and how this room is going to work for the holidays. Let me just tell you, we have 3 videos that we've already done on these spaces, putting it together. Number 1, how to decorate a Christmas tree. If you haven't seen that, go see it. How to create a custom garland, which I have over the opening into the music room. And the 3rd one is how to accessorize for Christmas, where I accessorize this room in detail. But this time, you're going to get to see them all connected together. When I decorated these rooms, well, I say but I didn't do them by myself. I actually had a couple other people here. My friend Sarah from Wisconsin, you've seen her home for Christmas this year. She came out and helped me decorate my home, and she's got great taste and great talent. I also had Peter, my assistant, and he was a valuable help with all these things. When I do my Christmas decorating, my process is that I put everything up. I start with my tree. That's kind of like the thing, and then I go from there, and it establishes my theme and my color scheme and everything. Once I have these basic things done, then I sit back and I look at them. I look at them at night and in the morning and in the daytime. And you know what I do? I adjust. I think that's one of the benefits of decorating so early. I do it for you, you know that. Most people don't decorate. In fact, you're probably watching this early November. Most people start their Christmas decorating right after Thanksgiving, and that makes all the sense in the world. But the downside to waiting till then is that you don't really, you're glad to have it done. You don't necessarily want to go back and fix anything or change anything, but I have the luxury of being able to sit around and go, okay, that could be better. So where I'm sitting right now, I had 2 different lanterns here before. One had the angel and one had baby Jesus. I had the 2 pots and a candle. Well, I took away one of the lanterns and I like it better. I like the height difference of these 3 main accessory pieces. And then I thought, you know what? I still need to pull in that musical theme even more than I already had. This is a flute. And I just think this thing is so cool. I don't know how to get it out of here. I was so clever at putting it in here. Mary Joseph, lend your aid. It took me a while to decide what my color scheme and my theme for this year was going to be. And then it just became very crystal clear. Number 1, I just bought a brand new grand piano. It's a player piano, by the way. You're going to ask, do you play? No, I don't play, but my invisible man plays, and that's great. So the piano gave me this idea of, you know what? Music. Music would be a great theme. But the color scheme came from this painting. This is a painting I bought. It doesn't normally sit over the fireplace. It sits over on an adjacent wall. But I put it here for Christmas because it is full of the most gorgeous jewel tones. And I thought, you know what? The jewel tones would be so festive and so holiday feeling, a holiday spirit, and it would just look amazing with this painting. Let your room and the things that you already own speak to you. What do you have that you love, that you could make a focal point, that you want to draw the colors out? Maybe you could add just a few balls or ornaments to your already collected basic color scheme that you've used year after year and change it up. Maybe you take out the bright red and you bring in burgundy and green. Or maybe you take out the bright red and you use green and turquoise. Or there's just so many options. If you want to have ideas on how to pick out color schemes and different ways you can do your trees, listen, I have over 100 Christmas decorating videos here on YouTube. And my daughter, Shara, on the Kin Woven Home channel, she's got videos on Christmas decorating too. In fact, I hope you've seen her house this year because it is absolutely beautiful. This is another And look what's on them, a saxophone. Thank God for pawn shops where you can get really reasonable prices and you can negotiate with these guys too. This saxophone is amazing. I'm sure if I actually had some musicians over at Christmas time, besides my son, he's coming, they'd be playing all this stuff. Although I'm not sure I'd want to play it. I'd probably need to get new reeds or something, right? I took a wreath and I cut it in thirds and I took it apart and I placed a third of it on here, added some colored balls in there and one of my burgundy ribbons. And if you look up close, you'll see that as the ribbon undulates, is that a word? It undulates, it turns into purple. I mean, that's a pretty cool ribbon, don't you think? Thank you, Shinoda. You know what? As I sit here in my living room, I imagine myself enjoying the holidays with my family and friends, sitting right here and looking right that direction. You know what I see? I see symmetry, and I see a beautiful garland, and I see the most spectacular, well, I'm not going to tell you. I just am going to show you. Let's go. Do you hear what I hear? Yes, I bought myself a concert grand piano. I am so excited about my piano, you guys, and amazing. Do you love this music? Oh, I do. I just think it is so Christmassy for one thing. So flanked on either side, creating the symmetry that I love, I have two matching cabinets. Now I have accessorized these very similarly, and I go into great detail about these in the video we did on how to accessorize for Christmas. So go watch that video so you can see a lot more information about what we're about to walk through right now. But hello, do you see the garland? As I walk through this magical scene to my beautiful grand piano, this was actually meant to be the dining room. And when I chose to put this large piano in my home, this was the location. And I just love it because I love the arch looking in and the symmetry, and it's so dreamy. On either side, I have bookcases, and so I was able to do them very similarly. Not the same, but I do like to have a sense of peace and symmetry, and I don't like it to be too much stuff. In the lower cabinets, I put in my Christmassy color goblets, and I ran a string of little tiny lights. Now remember, I didn't design this house and I didn't build it. Had I built it, I would have had lights in every one of these. You've seen my built-ins, you've seen the homes I do. I put lights in every single shelf. Well, I don't have it here, so I just made do by running a little string of fairy lights that are battery operated in each of the shelves. This was really super fun. I showed on my Instagram how this little topiary, which I've had for years, it was so tired, it looked like a bunch of sticks, like it would make really good kindling for my fireplace. I didn't even know if I should still keep it or use it. And I asked Peter to restring the lights. The lights didn't even work anymore. So he did, and right next to him was a bin of these greens, and these are just thin greens of garland. And I said, Peter, what would it look like if we recovered this in this garland? And he did it, and I was shocked at how great it looked. And guess what? I have two of them, so it gave me symmetry on either side of these beautiful windows that overlook my awesome backyard. Well, how many of you remember this amazing acrylic angel? I love this thing, and every year I get people asking me, where do I get that angel? I don't think it can be found anymore. I think heaven is the only place you can get this angel. I bought it so many years ago, but it's so tall, and look, she's playing a musical instrument. A couple of my Wolford candles, some really fun little, marabou feathers. Who doesn't love married with feathers? And then down below, I have a nativity scene in acrylic, and then this acrylic church, which is new to me this year. I got this from one of my friend's stores, and I just think it's so pretty. So this is pretty much how the music room turned out, and I just tell you, it is the hub of all the joy and the delight that we experience here on a daily basis, and definitely for Christmas. And finally, the tree. I decided this year to put my Christmas tree in my sunroom. I absolutely love this room. It was one of the reasons I bought this house in the first place. And I think it's absolutely dreamy. So, remember we've talked about the musical instruments, all these vintage instruments from pawn shops. Most of them are on the tree, so you have to look close. When you first walk in from this side, you're greeted with a beautiful violin, and even the bow strings that were kind of messed up, I just sort of intertwined them in the tree. And then around over on this side, there's half of a clarinet. Now here's the deal, I had a clarinet, and it was like, how do I fit this in here to look right? I took it apart. So half of the part is over here, and the part is over here. You'll also see there's some ribbon in here that has musical scores on them, and at the top of the tree. And then as you just look around the tree, you're gonna see all these jewel tones. And the main thing is, for the first time, I've never done this before, we created clumps of balls. These are not individual balls, these are clumps. So there's like a grouping here, a grouping there. They're just all over the place. And what it does is it adds all these different tones and shades of color in a consolidated area, and it absolutely is breathtaking. I hope it translates on the video as well as it does here in real life. I added this cross. This was a gift from Sarah, and it means a lot to me because this is the birth of Jesus. But then, of course, my signature thing. A lot of you have found out about these as a result of watching my videos over the years, and these are spinners. So I want you to look really closely at these ornaments that are rotating on the tree. It brings life to the tree. At the top, there's a crescendo is what I call it. And we always start with the top of the tree first. And then on either side, I have 3 over here and 3 over here, and they are hung almost identical. And they are starbursts. They're Christmas ornaments, actually. They're a Christmas thing. And they hang from strings, they plug in. And 2 on this side blink or twinkle gently. 2 on this side randomly twinkle. Down the center, I have the twinkle lights. And then, of course, as you look in deep into the tree, you'll know my signature on my trees is that I go very deep into the balls. The balls go deep inside. And that just absolutely brings so much magic and so much beauty to a Christmas tree. I finish it off at the bottom with a big, huge, it's actually a curtain. I had gorgeous tree skirts that I was considering, and they all competed with the tree. So instead, I used some brown velvet leftover, IKEA curtains, ran that around the bottom, and then wrapped my gifts in beautiful ribbons that match the colors that are on the tree. So what do you add to a big old blank brick wall at Christmas time? A ginormous wreath with a trombone in it, of course. Is this one of the most amazing wreaths you've ever seen? This is new to my collection this year, kind of a gift to myself. I love it. It is so big and yet so airy that it gives you the sense of size and proportion that I needed in this room, but not weight. It's not like bulky. It's so airy. And then I ran these gorgeous ribbons through it, and then I found myself a 76 trombones led the big parade. And it was so big, and I was like, okay, this is the smallest I can make it. Where in the world am I gonna put this? I mean, it's not gonna fit in even on my tree. And then I put her up to my wreath, and I went, that is perfect. I think the favorite part of my sunroom is now I have turned it into my dining room. And this is what I did. I took a wreath that I bought at the store, and it's all these red berries. And then I took another bit of twigs that were green, and I fashioned my own wreath underneath of it to lift it a little bit and make it larger. And then the center, you've seen me do this before, a bowl with some balls in it. As for the windows in here, I hung 3 acrylic snowflakes right in the arches of the windows. Very simple, but it's a little something. And then this, my favorite starburst mirror that I've ever owned. I love this thing, and it goes right up into that arched window. As your eye moves around the room, here's another one. If you're counting, don't forget this one, because this is like the granddaddy of all of my deer. This one is brand new to me this year. If you saw last year's Christmas videos, you know that Shinoda gave us last year one of these beauties. It's all brass, this huge deer, and it's at Shara's house. But I got a text from the owner of Shinoda saying, hey, you had so many people last year want that deer, and we just got a whole shipment of them in. And I was like, I want one of those deer. Here's my address, send it to me. And they did, and I literally just opened it last night. So this is a new addition to my tribe. See this right here? Under his neck, he's got a group of balls. It's a grouping of balls, just like what I did on the tree. I added this burgundy ribbon to him. Now that's too much. That's like strangling the guy, right? You don't want to get strangled with balls. So I pull this around and make it look like it's a side scarf, like flying in the wind. If anybody has an idea of what I should name this guy, let me know. It's not Rudolph, that's for sure. This guy is so sophisticated. I love him. And then a nice little cute place to sit in this room and to be able to view the Christmas tree and all its splendor and glory all at one time. It's super comfortable too. Hey Bruce, how's it going, man? What do you think? Do you like how it all turned out this year? Listen, you got here in the nick of time, just last night. Good timing, man. I don't think his name should be Bruce. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you like how it turned out? Do you like my new home? This is my 14th year on YouTube. It's starting all over again, guys, and I'm still growing strong. Thank you so much for being part of my life, for being kin woven with me. And I just want to ask you, if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. We not only upload amazing Christmas videos, but we upload videos on home decor all the time. You'll learn so many things about how to make your home beautiful, and that's what we're here to do. Also, subscribe to my daughter's channel. She's at Kinwoven Home, and she's got amazing videos for you as well. A lot of budget-minded ones, which are also really, really helpful and handy. Okay, Bruce, I'd say we call it a day for this year. And we wish these people a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, Bruce, you're so right. I almost forgot. This is not our last Christmas video for this year. We actually have one more. It's the exterior decorating of my house. The architecture of my house here is so fabulous, way better than what I had in California, that I am taking it to the 9s. I am decorating the outside of my house with the same kind of mindset as the way I do my inside. I think it's gonna be fabulous, you know, but you gotta come back and see that video because you're gonna love it. You're gonna get some ideas and, I don't know, some inspiration, right? Okay, you guys, I love you. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me today. And we are out. Right, Brucey?